man. Hey, man, say, man, what's going on, everybody, man? It's good to be back. Here we are with another episode, man. Just sitting around, chopping it up, talking a little bit, man. Got my boy P with me once again. Happy to see everybody.
Yes,
P, what it
sir.
is, man. What's going on?
Sports, life, and culture, baby. We back.
That's what it's about. That's what it's about. All right, let's get into it, man. We had some changes go on in high school sports, man, with the realignments, man. What you think about it? Anything stand out to you?
Definitely. Gaffney moving down to 4A, man. That was probably one of the more eye-opening ones for me. 4A gonna be loaded. You talking about Gaffney, Greenwood, West Side, South Point,
Mm-hmm.
the upstate of South Carolina gonna be loaded in that 4A division.
Yeah. So as a division, do you think that division got better as a division as a whole,
Yeah,
a bit
just
more
with the
competitive than it was?
addition of a Gaffney and Greenwood, now that's everybody else got to raise their
Hmm.
game. So that's gonna be interesting. How I want interested to see how this will play out, man. Like, is
Yeah.
it a foregone conclusion with Gaffney and Greenwood, or like are you gonna see teams like Westside, South Point, South Point, the reigning champs? You gonna see teams like that who just say it doesn't matter who it is, man, spot the ball,
Right. And let's go.
right?
Yeah. But
And with South Florence in the lower state losing their head coach, so now it's like, will they be the same program in 4A losing their head coach?
yeah, let's. I want to talk about that a little bit more because there was um some other teams that dropped down in reading. I think you mentioned Woodruff was one of them, as well as MVP. They went down from 3A to 2A.
Right.
Uh, what you think? Do you think that makes them? Is that an automatic win for them?
Mm,
You know,
man, I think Woodruff might be the bigger winner as far as like I just think they're gonna be more talented than most the other teams that they play
that
against.
they play. Yeah,
I'm gonna be interested to see how MVP responds in the trenches, dropping down to 2A. I know some people might think that sound crazy going from 3A to 2A and you worried about the trenches. You as we know, the lower classification you go, the more you're gonna see that people relying on that run game. So,
hmm
are they gonna be well built enough in the trenches um, to handle that?
yeah. It's different style of football. A lot of times in the lower
I mean, they're
lower
definitely gonna have the
regions
talent. They'll definitely have the talent, but it's
for
just gonna
sure.
be like in the trenches again. Man, how they gonna perform in the trenches?
Yeah, yeah, and that's what's going to be the equalizer to the talent. You know what I mean? Talent wise, in the box, those lower classification teams are just as good as anybody. Especially when you talk
Right.
about technique and how they're taught now. Once you start
Ooh,
getting out
blocking
towards the edges,
schemes.
yeah,
Yes,
you know what
sir.
I'm saying. That's what they do. But now once you start getting out towards the boundary and perimeter areas and things like that, then that's where it kind of you can see some distinction between the talent, or at least the depth of talent. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
A
the
lot of
depth.
those guys in
So
that. And go ahead.
exactly, and what you saying that it made me think about it because you was just talking about like that. We were talking about the advantages of the 2A division with running and being in the trenches. Does MVP bring an advantage running a spread offense with athletes all over the field?
I would say so because here's the thing: most of the time with those lower classification teams, their players don't come off the field, and so you know having to run around and chase a spread team like MVP who got speed all over the place and weapons all over the field. Of course, for things like fatigue could be a factor. This is all speculation. We know
Right,
what beer
absolutely,
speaking too
absolutely.
soon. But this just knowing a little bit about football, man. That definitely will work in their favor because they'll bring a bit more depth than a lot of those lower classification teams are probably used to seeing playing within each other. So could be. We'll see.
Man, Gibson and Woodruff go run for 2,000 yards, man. He gonna,
I,
he, he gonna run for two thousand
I
yards in 2A.
yeah, but he's lightning in a bottle. I honestly think that he's a kid that could play anywhere. I think he
Absolutely,
just
no,
got it. You know what I'm
absolutely,
saying? I think he
absolutely.
was going he was going to tear it up regardless. That's just
Yeah, for sure.
He just like that, man. But
But you're
yeah,
gonna
he
see a
gonna
lot
be.
of you're gonna see
Oh
kids
God.
making business decisions
Oh for sure.
at this
Oh for
point,
sure.
for sure.
Oh for sure. If he stays, he's healthy the whole. Yeah, he gonna raise hell down there.
Now I
He gonna
would
raise
then,
hell.
going back up a few classifications, I do feel like Burns was a winner in 5A. You know, when you
I
look at
think
their
so.
region, there's no excuses about why they shouldn't just run off with the region.
I would have to agree with that, and that's not that ain't a knock on nobody else, but I mean let's just be honest.
Yeah, we're
They
talking
they
about
shouldn't have them issues.
East Side, Hillcrest, Woodmont jail, man. That leave somebody out.
It's not Bowling Springs still there.
I think Bowling Springs is in region with Spartanburg and Northwestern.
Okay, no, that's it then.
So man, that's almost like man, that's gonna kill the atmosphere though.
Yeah, I don't know how
I
much they're
would
gonna
be
get on that
interested to
gate
see
this year.
what is the plan to fill the stadium now? Because your out of region games have to be games that gonna be money makers, right?
Hmm. Yeah.
Those games are not gonna be money makers, man.
Uh,
Not
well,
not in region.
have they dropped the schedules yet?
Some people have. Some
Some
people have.
people
I don't know if
have. So
everybody has
we
filled their schedules. With their out of conference stuff.
so we got to see. We got to wait and see who everybody got coming in outside of their region. At the games that they're hosting, maybe they'll be able to make up for it. But yeah, just that looking at that particular region, I don't see them making a whole lot of gate money.
Yeah.
That's the thing about those realignments. They affect different sports in different ways. Now you start talking
Right.
about baseball, lacrosse, track, some of
Basketball,
the
man. And
some
then
some of
thinking
this
about the
realignment.
travel for some of these schools, it's gonna be
Hmm.
some of these schools go, man. It's gonna put a lot of strain on them traveling on these school nights, man. With other
Yep.
sports, football is you go worry about your Thursday night situations,
Yeah.
but these other sports, man, when you got basketball games on a Monday or Tuesday
On a
night,
Tuesday,
and they
JV play
traveling,
on Thursday.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, man. So yeah, it's definitely going to affect some teams. I'll be interested to see how all this play out, man, in every sport, but obviously, specifically how it play out in football
In
with this
football.
realignment. Like I always say, just spot the ball, man.
Yeah.
Spot the ball. That's all you got to
And let's
do.
go.
Don't cry. Spot the ball. All y'all recruiting, it don't really matter. Spot the ball. Get your players. Get them their equipment, and you gonna be all
Yeah.
right.
And let's go. Let's do it. I'm also interested, man, in some of the, there's been some what I think pretty significant coaching hires around the
Okay.
area too, man. And that's something we'll probably save and talk about later. But I'm interested to see how some of those things are gonna pan
Absolutely.
out. Some
Absolutely.
we know of, some guys that have coached high school and had some success, even some guys that have coached collegiately and coming down, taking positions in the high school at some pretty, at some programs that have traditionally have good football programs. So we're gonna see, man. It's gonna be interesting this year. I'm looking forward to it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely, man. So we'll see how this 2026 realignment shake out, man. But definitely gonna be different for a whole lot of programs. So
For
we're
sure.
gonna see how they go, man. Definitely. So moving along though, as we talk about sports, life, and culture, man. I guess this the life part, right?
Hmm.
Um, how you feeling, man? How you feeling? How 2026, any new resolutions? Like just where you at right now, mentally, physically, and spiritually. If anybody following us, I guess they know that, man. I see you working out all the time now. So I know physically you've been really attacking it for like the last 2 years, man.
Yeah, man. I've been going hard. But but I'm busier than a chef on Thanksgiving, boy. I think, sometimes I think I'm burning the candle at both ends, just kind of trying to, um, I remember before I moved to Georgia, one of my biggest reasons for moving here was I felt like my life had kind of got complacent,
Yeah.
and I didn't feel like I was growing anymore. Kind of felt like I was going in circles. Nothing was wrong. I just didn't feel, it was just contentment had set in, and I just didn't like how that felt. And so 8 years later, after being here, it was 8 years in January that I've been in Georgia. It's like
Man,
now
8 years already.
it's been 8 years. On January the 16th, it was year 8. And so now it's like, because I tried to fill my life with so many different things, it's like now I don't know if I'm doing too much at one time, or
Right.
if I'm really having a whole lot of success in one particular area. The fitness part, that's just honestly, that's become just a part of my hygiene, man. That does more for me, more mentally, uh, than anything.
Yeah.
That's just kind of, it's just something I just got to do. It's almost like a healthy addiction in a sense. It kind of gets my day started, and that's most of the time that's my devotional time. When you see me working out, man, I'm always by myself, but that's my time that I disconnect, and then that's my spiritual time, really mostly. It just be
Yeah.
me and the Lord, and so um, in that area, I'm okay. I'm about to start back training again, man. I got to do another drop. I'm trying to get under 200 this time, P. At the beginning of March, so we'll see how it go. Spiritually, spiritually, I would say I'm in a really good place. I'm in a
Yeah.
really good place, man. I don't know, man. I feel like even though, and we kind of spoke about this, offline a bit earlier. Um, it's just been me and God. It's really just been me and God. Uh, Bible talks a lot about going through wilderness seasons and things like that. But that's just kind of where I've been, and I've been that way for a while. Um, no distractions. I really hadn't done church up until recently. I really didn't intend on doing church, going to church. I didn't feel like I needed to be connected to a ministry or a specific culture. And I say that being somebody who is an advocate for church and church culture, because I'm somebody, I feel like, I don't think your spiritual walk is something that you're supposed to do alone. I
Right.
really don't. But I do think that there are times when you need to just connect, and so that's kind of what I've been dealing with. And man, it's been good. It's been good, man. It's been healthy. Um, I can see the growth, and I think before, being in ministry, especially when I was back in South Carolina, man, and in seminary, a lot of people don't even know that I went to seminary and was working in ministry for a while. Man, you get so busy doing that, that you don't spend a whole lot of time cultivating that relationship anymore, because you so busy being busy. You
Yeah.
so busy being responsible that you forget how to be relational. And the relationship is that's what it's about, especially when it comes to you. Now there is work to do. You got to do the work, but you got to be able to balance it too. And sometimes I think we either high on one end and low on the other. But I feel like a really good balance. Now I do feel the urge to reconnect, you know. But I got to find somewhere where I can serve, man. I
Yeah.
don't when I'm looking for a church family, it's never for the purpose of what I can get out of it. I got to look and see where I can be used. Um, and I know that sounds weird, you know what I'm saying? You be looking for a church, they talk about what they want from it, but man, I be looking for how can I contribute? Like,
Right.
I feel like I got gifts, and when I'm not using them, I don't feel like I'm being a good steward. And so
Right.
I'm looking for places that I can be. Where can I fit, and where can I engage, and where can I help? And a lot of times it's just I don't feel like it's inside of a church building, to
Yeah.
be honest. I've always felt like I was called to unchurched people, quote unquote.
Gotcha.
The people who don't get it, the people who don't know how to act, the folks that don't know church protocol, church culture, who haven't been shaped by legalism and a lot of stigmas and stuff that come along with church and things like that. Like those are the people I feel like I've always been drawn to, and so
Yeah.
that's who I'm looking for when I'm trying to find where I want to engage. Um, and so I honestly think that that's what God has been preparing me for.
Yeah.
I really think that that's where I've been with it, man. And so spiritually, I think I'm in a good place, man. You know, mentally is always a struggle,
Yeah.
because that mind is your mind it can be a beast sometimes, and so that's a day to day constantly um, being disciplined about where you let your mind go. I've had to
Yeah.
learn to be more disciplined about, you know, being protective over my gates, you know, the things that I'm paying attention to, what I'm reading, what I'm listening to, you know, the
Yeah.
kind of people I'm having conversations with. Because I learned that all of that stuff affects where you are mentally, you
Yeah.
know, protecting those ear
Absolutely.
gates, those eye gates. Man, I'm even learning, man, to be careful about what I say myself. You
Yeah.
know, be careful about what I speak out into the atmosphere, man, because all of that stuff, it makes a difference. So, but that's a daily struggle. That's a thing of constantly, you know, calling stuff down, man, and just trying to be disciplined with it. So, you know, some days are better than others, you
Yeah.
know, but I can't complain about a whole lot. You know, what's up with you though? How you
Man,
been?
I would say mentally I've been like you just said, up and down. It's a daily struggle. You know what I'm saying? I think I'm in another phase of mentally like just trying to figure out am I going the right way?
Mm-hmm.
Um and wanting to feel that excitement about career. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
That's something that I'm like locked in on. I'm just locked
Mm-hmm.
in on it, man. So mentally, most of my time every day is spent, man. Like when I'm inside my own thoughts, like, can I do this? Can we build this? Can we build that? Can we do this? How can we do this? I'm thinking about family stuff, personal stuff, marriage
Mm-hmm.
stuff, like how to build, you know what I'm saying? Just how can we all build together.
Mm-hmm.
But for the most part, man, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? It definitely helps having close brothers who you can call and pick up the phone and vent to and get
Mm-hmm.
stuff off. I think that's one of the things that we don't do enough. Like just get it off. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Guys be holding that stuff in, and then you just explode, and that ain't good. That ain't good for the people
Yeah.
around you. That ain't good for the people who love you. Like so, gotta have those moments where you can be vulnerable, get stuff off. Hell, like even episode one that we did, I was able to get that stuff off. And one of my biggest
Yeah.
things about episode one mentally was I want to get that off, put a lid on it, and be done with it.
Yeah.
Because I just felt like one of the things I promised myself in 2026, I was gonna do a lot of reconciliation, a lot of working on myself, a lot of accountability type stuff. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Like just
Mm-hmm.
so feel like I'm on the right path with that right now.
Yeah.
Physically,
How
man,
many
you know
years you
what,
been married, P? Before you go, how many years you been married now?
boy, uh, supposed to be 22. So what? Since 2021, because it was the COVID
2021.
year. Because I remember it got
Mm-hmm.
canceled. So since
Yeah.
21.
And so how is it that like you're actually building a life with somebody? Um, how does that change your perception of what it is you want to accomplish? Just as a man, a father, a husband, all the things that you know you want to be. Um, now you're doing those things because you envision yourself being that before you were that. Now you are those things, and you got this person right here with you building that life. Like what?
Yeah.
How does that change? You know your perspective, especially when it comes to like marriage and stuff like that. Because if I'm not mistaken, you know, one of the things we got in common is our parents weren't together.
Right.
You know, we didn't grow up in two-parent homes.
Right.
You know, so now you with your wife and your daughter in the house. You know, you got that, and that ain't something that you grew up with. So how what has that been like?
It's a learning experience, bro. Like, I think one of my greatest strengths is just not ever acting like I got it all figured out in this situation. In
Yeah,
in 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 marriage. You know what I'm saying, or relationships in general, right? Like, I think that's my greatest strength. So,
yeah,
like in marriage, man, it's just I think I try to be real cognizant about how I speak to other men about marriage too, because everyone is so different, man. Like
yeah.
the advice I'm giving you might not be the advice you need,
Right.
you know,
Yeah.
because your situation is so different than my situation, So Man, I just make sure open lines of communication, and that we both still striving towards what make us happy, especially career wise. Because you were
Mm,
talking about like things you want to do and all that. Just like, hey, you still gotta be happy first before you can make anybody else happy.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
that's
I
true.
think that's and people be talking about stuff like that like it's easy, but I don't. It's not easy. Like because when you with someone, you want them to be happy. You want them to be 100% happy, right? So, your day consists of a lot of the times making sure they good, they okay. That's what y'all doing for each other. And sometimes you get lost in that, with yourself, and that's everybody. Somebody tell you that they don't, they lying. Like,
Mm,
that's a constant everyday battle, man. Like
yeah.
just, again, making sure that you are fulfilled first.
Mm,
Work constantly working on yourself because boy, we changed. Think about how much you changed as a person from last year to this year. You know,
yeah.
You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? So when you are constantly changing and the person you would constantly changing, how do y'all stay locked in?
right.
That's why I be like, man, nah, man. Sometimes when people ask me about that, I'm not giving you no advice because I just feel like, how can I give you the right advice for your situation? You
Yeah.
know?
And I don't know where you at. You
Yeah,
know.
like, I can only speak on what go on for me.
Mm,
And like I get it. There are some generalized things, but for the most part, man, just keep my head down, bro, and just we work on us.
mm,
Again, and the better you are as a person, the better you gonna be for the person you with.
yeah. Absolutely. Physically, where you at?
You know what, man? But physically, bro, I'm getting better. Um, I've had my struggles with weight gain since I stopped playing, and a lot of it is just me not being disciplined. I've always felt like, man, I was so structured and disciplined throughout my entire life, and when it all ended, I was just like, man, forget that. I'm
Mm,
good. I'm good.
mm,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? But now I got that hunger again to not necessarily just be in shape. I just want to make sure I'm healthy. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
So um that's the biggest thing, man. So just getting on that journey again, man, getting back active and more so trying to find a schedule that allows me to get into the routine I want to get into.
Mm,
Um, I'm not disciplined, man. Like I'm not disciplined in the aspect of like nutrition and stuff like that. Like that's probably my biggest fall, my pitfall right there.
me
You know
too.
what I'm saying?
You ain't by yourself.
So, but man, when I do lock in, it's muscle memory. I get right back into it, man.
Yeah.
Um, so right now, I've been fluctuating with my weight. Um, had a health scare last year around September, and it really lasted till about December. Like
Mm,
I kind of alluded to a little bit having surgery, or whatever. But man, I was out for a long time, man. So
mm,
like that right there, man. So it's just a little stuff like that. I just want to make sure I'm healthy. So I know I
yeah.
need to get there and get on track, man. So that was one of the things at the top of the year that we just talked about even as a family. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Making sure everybody, striving to get back right.
Yeah. I got you.
Yeah, bro,
I
hundred
got you.
percent. And
Yep.
then spiritually, man, I think this ties into what I was talking about mentally. I just had those conversations like with God, like what what's for me right now, like where, you know what I'm saying, like what's
Mm,
meant for me right now, and
mm,
that's career wise, that's with family, friends, all that wrapped in one. Like what's for me right now?
yeah.
Show me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he gonna show you, and you start, and when them layers start getting peeled back and stuff start being revealing, it may be showing you in a way that make you uncomfortable.
For sure.
Because a lot of times we ask like for stuff to be shown and brought to it, whatever, and then how it's brought to us, you don't like how it's brought to you. You know how it appears in your life, you don't like how it appear in
Hmm.
your life. You know,
Yeah.
but so I'm just accepting what come with me asking like, hey, what's for me.
Mm,
And but big emphasis just on career and longevity, like what I want to do. I asked myself at the age of 40, when I turn 40, where do I want to be at?
mm.
Because I feel
How
like
much
that's a
long? How
turning point.
long? You got what? How many more years?
2 years, brother.
2
2 years.
years. Okay.
And you know,
That's
like,
gonna fly.
and this is something that I talk to people. Now I do talk to people about stuff like this, you know, especially athletes, because a lot of the times, because our dreams and goals are so fast tracked,
Mhm.
you know, like it got to happen, right? Because you go from high school to college, and then if you got the opportunity to go pro, you go pro. You ain't even really turn into a grown man at that time, you know.
No.
So a lot of people, if you start attaining dreams and goals at those young adult years, and then it's like, boy, it make you feel like, well, what I'm at, okay, how long is this long? Is this everlasting? You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like
Mhm.
at the age of 40, from 25, 26, that's 15 years or so, right? Like, and you trying to and for me, I'm just trying to maintain, like figure out, like, all right, man, like where am I supposed to be at? You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Because it's been a roller coaster, right?
Mhm.
So it's like I attained those dreams so fast, and then it just,
Yeah.
when it was over with, you know what I'm saying? It's the thrill of the roller coaster, like the
Right.
anticipation of making it. You make it to the top on the roller coaster, then and then boom, it dropped, right? And
Mhm.
that ride is a whirlwind. So trying to climb your way back, and you trying to weed through, you know, what you want out
Mhm.
of life and what's really meant for you career wise. A lot of times I think everybody feel rushed, you know,
Yeah.
because we on social media, we watching other people. Even though we always say, man, we not paying attention to other stuff, but a lot of times that's why we on social media, right? We watching what
Yeah.
other people doing.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And sometimes you can get consumed with that stuff because you feel like you ain't haven't accomplished as much as other people, you know.
Mhm.
And when I got into the real world, I was behind.
Mhm.
Work experience wise, I was behind. I'm learning, I'm catching up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's always been one of the things that I've wrestled with, just how to gain the right experience I need to gain, how to get into the right career, what path should I take? Uh, you know, is this where I want to be? Is that where I want to be? And you know how to grow in those areas. You know,
Yeah.
so just trying to get all that stuff, man, figured out this year, man.
Yeah. I feel you. That's it. I tell you, man, a lot of that stuff is like you were saying, it comes down to ideology too, man. Because society teaches us so many times that we're supposed to have accomplished certain things by a certain age, as if life is just kind of set up chronologically. And man, the reality of it is, bro, it just ain't how it work all the time.
Right.
It's really not. Everybody's journey is different. Everybody's journey you know, has left turns, got right turns, got sometimes when you might not be moving. There are times when you just
Yeah.
stagnant. There are times when you have to turn around and go back and try
Right.
again and come back through. And time is still going in all
Hmm.
of that. This that and sometimes it's like you forget, we live in time, but everything that was created lives in eternity.
And
So we
especially today, when you hop online and everybody got it, everybody living, everybody, and that's
hmm
just not reality, man.
yeah,
You know,
yeah,
statistically, it's not reality.
no,
You know, when it's the statistics show, most people don't amass most of their income until after the age of 40. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Because it takes that experience, it takes that knowledge.
hmm
You know, there's always going to be outliers, always.
yep,
And
yep,
entertainment, being an athlete, being a content creator, like nowadays anyways, like those are outlier type things, you know what I'm saying?
hmm
And people are able to amass wealth and things of that nature early on,
yeah,
but still, you know what I'm saying, you know, at that, you amassing that stuff at an early age, and then it's like, okay, when I turn this age, well, I still have that. And a lot of
exactly.
people don't think about that when they getting it at that one time. Or let's just even move away from athletes and entertainers or content creators or whoever, right? You work a 9 to 5, you know what I'm saying? Like just feeling like because you working a 9 to 5, you haven't accomplished anything.
hmm
And for me, I think that's one of the biggest misconceptions, man. And I believe success is relevant. Success is relevant to where you come from, and it's different for everybody. So hate when people feel rushed, like they gotta achieve so much stuff by a certain age and all that, man. Like just one day at a time, 1 foot forward, man. I know it sounds cliche, but that's just what it is, and that's kind of where I'm at right now. Again,
Mhm.
that's where I'm at spiritually, man. I'm just asking for what's for me. I want that to be. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And I'm just trusting that process.
yeah,
Absolutely. So that's where I'm at, man. That's where we at. That's the life part for Amen. Say, man. Culture wise, man. Culture wise, we had a big drop. We had a big drop that just came out in the music world. And
mhm.
how we feeling about the cold drop, man?
All right, so I'm a Cole fan, big time, but I have not listened to this new album. Sometimes I like to kind of let albums sit a little bit and just kind of hear what everybody else got to say about it, and
Right,
then I'll go, when I got time to listen to it all the way through. But to be honest, I mean, he never really disappoints me. I'm a fan. I always like what he has to say. Um, I think his lyrical skill as an MC, I'm always impressed with. So I'm a Cole fan. So hopefully, when I do get a chance to sit down and listen to this album, I'm hearing mixed reviews, to be honest with you.
yeah. Do you feel like a
So
lot of that stuff be because of just the day and age that we in, man? Everybody got to have a review. They got to have a reaction. They got to be,
yeah,
every people now are literally listening to the music. I feel like to critique it.
yeah, for sure, and not just to be entertained by it or hear what they
Yeah,
got to say or appreciate it. Everybody got to do a think piece, and somebody got to have an adverse opinion. That's just kind of where we are as a society, and they gonna post it because they want everybody to hear their opinion
for
because they
sure.
want to be validated by likes. So you know, um, I know a lot of that has a lot to do with it, but I'm looking forward to listening to it when I do get a chance to chew on it. But I'm a Cole fan, so hopefully he don't disappoint me with this one. But
Right,
we'll see. We'll see. I tell you what I have been listening to though, that Wale.
for
That Wale
sure.
been on repeat.
Boy, I'm with you on that one, boy.
Yeah.
Boy, I'm with you on that one, boy.
I've been listening to that
I've
Wale
been
now. Wale
I've been
jamming.
jamming. I've been jamming that Wale tape.
Wale jamming. I like
And
Wale.
listen, I don't listen. I like to think of myself as a I know my way around music, bro. I like to, you
Okay.
know what I'm saying? And I'm telling you, when Killer Mike won his Grammy, before that happened, when that tape dropped, I said, Killer Mike, go get album of the year.
Mm-hmm.
And man, maybe this is a stretch for some people. But Wale, I just feel like Wale with that tape he dropped, he gotta be in the category for album of the year, bro.
Yeah.
It gotta
I
be,
agree.
bro.
I agree. I think that he put out that type of project with this one because this, I mean, from top to bottom, it's good all the way through. So I think
It's
that if this is probably to me, this is his best work.
yeah, for
This is his
sure.
most complete work. This is his most complete work. Like he's always had some singles, um, and I like Wale, but to me, this is his most complete album
And
with
that's
some
why
of
I'm so
everything.
that might be why I'm so ready to give the cold tape a real good listen because we talking about two guys who are juggernauts in that same almost in that same lane. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like
Yeah.
these real artists. These not these not microwave artists. Like these real artists right here. We talking
Right.
about Wale and J. Cole.
Do you think people still appreciate in hip hop like um, true MCs anymore?
I
Like
think
really, really appreciate
I
people that
think
can
people
really do
people
it.
of our age do.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know if you got to think, bro. Like this younger generation, everything they've been raised on has been like it's for the moment, and it ain't necessarily their fault. That's just how the world has changed,
Yeah. Yeah. I be trying so hard, dog.
And
I
people
be
attention
trying
span.
so
Think
hard.
about it, bro. Like people attention spans are so short now that people can't even make the same type of albums that they used to make. Albums used to tell a story.
Yes.
You know what I'm
Yeah, not
saying?
not no more. This is
Not
about
no
that
more, bro.
single.
That thing gonna come on in 2 minutes. It's gonna be over.
Yeah. It's about that single. It's about that hit. But it works. And the thing about it, it has such an influence on this culture. It
Yeah,
has such an influence on this culture. Everything is about the music, man.
yeah.
Everything is about the music. So, it's
I have to
it's
catch
interesting to
myself at
watch.
times, but I have to. Hey man, let
Yeah,
me turn this off.
yeah.
Because
It'll
like
put
you
you in a
said, like it
trance.
is, it does have that influence, man, and that's why the other day I sent you that, man. I was looking at something online, man, and the group Spillhouse popped up, and I was just like, man, let me listen to this album, bro. And this one of the
Mm,
best albums I done heard in a long time, man.
mm,
When you get a chance, just check it out. Listen to some of those songs, bro. Like,
yeah,
boy, it gonna have you in the car worshiping, boy.
really. I'm gonna
Yeah,
have
bro.
to. I'm gonna have to. I started listening to it just a little bit, but it was like in the middle of the day, so I didn't get a chance to chew on it too long.
Yeah,
But I definitely am, man. But yeah, that Wale, man, that Wale, that's my favorite album right now. That's what I'm
yeah,
listening to more
yeah.
than anything.
So
I'm
yeah,
listening to that Wale.
we go come back. We go revisit the Cole, and we go see how we both feeling about it, man. Like you said, like I don't like the, you try to rush through. People just trying to rush through, see if they hear this or if they
Yeah.
hear, like something catchy real quick, or man, like he didn't. Wale, people like Cole and Wale, they didn't create their albums for you to listen to it and however literally how long the album is, and then go ahead and be like, oh yeah, this fire, this not. Like,
Mhm.
like they making you think, like they giving you ride music, they giving you songs that's go last a long time. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I want the folks to chime in, man. People, what y'all think? What y'all think about the J. Cole? It's not necessarily comparing them, but
right.
how y'all feel about those two projects? Those that have listened to it, those that are fans of hip hop. What y'all think
Yeah.
about
Definitely the people who don't listen to Wale tape, the people who already gave J. Cole tape a good listen. How y'all feel about it? How do they compare? I'd be interested to see where this go. Be interested to see where this go, man. But
them?
that's where we at
Absolutely.
with it, man. Episodes coming. Sports life culture, baby. We on it. We coming
We own
nonstop
it.
all year, baby.
Hey man, say man, 2026. Let's go.